everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. It's the place where we combine spirituality and practicality to help you live a life of purpose and joy. We got a whole bunch of callers on the phone this evening and also on our YouTube live stream. If you want to have a conversation with me, come to AskJulieRyanShow.com, AskJulieRyanShow.com. If you're joining us on the YouTube live stream, just go to Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube. And then you can put your question in the chat. Please remember to include your first name and where you're located. And then we are going to answer questions from both. Couple of things. First, I have a free winner or a winner for a free winner and a winner of a free session. See, it's right here on my sheet that I'm going to announce a little bit later in the show. So you want to stay tuned and see if you're the one who won. And in order to be entered into that drawing, I do it on the first Thursday of every month. You just need to leave a review, and then you're automatically entered into the drawing each month. That's number one. Number two, I'm offering a free Angels and Enlightenment training class, one a month. And in order to do that, you just need to subscribe to Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube. If you're listening to this on a podcast station and you're in your car, just make yourself a note, make a mental note when you land. Just come on to Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube and subscribe. And then lastly, my angelic attendant training class is live. It's the only online one we do all year long. We'll do another one in the fall, but it's in person. So you've got to be in Atlanta in the fall in order to take that class. But angelic attendant training, May 18th and 19th. Just go to askjulieryan.com/training and you will see all the information. We have several people that are signed up for it. It's going to be a blast, you guys. It will change your life, I promise, and it will enhance it in every way. Speaking of my class, I got this note this morning from a graduate of my angelic attendant training class, and I have her permission to read it to you. And she says, "Good morning, sweet Julie. Just to let you know, my sister Denise made her way to heaven yesterday morning at sunrise. She chose a beautiful time to go, and she was at peace. She was surrounded by family and loved ones and didn't struggle. I thank you and all the angelic attendant grads for their love and support on her last days. It all moved so quickly, but of course, it's all perfectly timed. I saw their family's dog's spirit at the foot of her bed and felt my mother ready to help her go. I also saw the vortex open above her, which enabled me to comfort and inform my family by the time the final hours came. I can't thank you enough for the gift of learning from you. What a blessing to be able to walk my sister home to heaven without fear. Love, Teresa." I got weepy. I'm getting weepy. I'm getting choked up just telling you about it now. We have been in touch. Our angelic attendant training grad group is global. We get together. We are in communication on a private Facebook group, and also a lot of the graduates have become friends with one another. And they gave her so much support. When we're in the middle of something that's really awful, like the passing of a close loved one, a family member or somebody, it's hard for us to have clarity. So it's been amazing for everybody who's a graduate of this class, and there's hundreds of them now, to have the support of this community. In the meantime, I was in touch with Teresa via text in the last week or 10 days, and I was able to identify the phases of transition that you guys hear me talk about, and then I talk about in my tenant book. Anybody that wants a free copy, free download, digital and audio book, go to julieryangift.com. Anybody, just julieryangift.com will send it to you. This information is so important and is helpful to everybody because we're all going to lose somebody close to us, and eventually we're all going to be in that position. This is something we can't get away from. But back to Teresa. Late last week, I believe it was on Friday, I was texting with her and telling her her sister's in phase 9, and Teresa said, "I'm gonna get on a plane, and I'm gonna go in on Tuesday." Now, she lives in the Pacific Northwest, her sister was in Arizona, and I said, "I don't think you should wait. I think if you can, get in there as soon as you can." And in our text back and forth, she did just that, and she was so grateful to be able to be there and support her family and support her sister in her last day or so. And this is the kind of information that this training gives us. This is the kind of information when you read angelic attendants, you'll see how valuable this is. If you want to be with a loved one, if you want to know what's going on, if you want to know they're surrounded by angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets, what Teresa's talking about with the vortex is there's a vortex that forms in the last, oh, probably quarter around phase 9 that helps the spirit evacuate from the body. And that's what she was talking about, that she could see that and she could see the family dog spirit. So, and for her to be able to help her sister go to heaven because she's got this information, you guys, this is invaluable. So, at least read my book, Angelic Attendants. It's free for heaven's sakes. And it's really going to help you help your family members transition and also help you when it comes to your time to not be afraid. So, Teresa, thank you for letting me read that. My gosh, what a blessing that was. Okay, Chris, let's go to the phones and let's see who's joined us this evening. Hi. It looks like I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. Tell me your name. Hi. I don't think she can hear us.
Hi, my name is Gaetan.
Hi, Gaiten. You look like you're frozen. She's frozen, Chris.
I don't
I
know.
yeah,
I I
that's your
listen.
internet. Where are
I
you?
listen.
Where are you located?
Excuse me. Eating. Quebec City.
Quebec. Okay, terrific. Well, we now let's see, Chris has gotten you back on, and let's see if
I listen your uh, interview because I try to learn English,
Oh, God love
and
you.
and and you speak so well.
Oh, parlez-vous français? Un petit peu?
Oui, oui, je parle français.
Oui. Well, the French that I know is from high school, and that was a long time ago. Oh, there you are. There's your beautiful face. So lovely to see you. Do you have a question for me?
Um, I have nothing prepare
That's all right.
something. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have something that you wanna ask?
Maybe I have glaucoma,
Glaucoma? Mhm.
glaucoma, and
Yeah.
I try to come back at a good eyes vision,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I take
Drops. The drops, the
drops.
medicine. Yeah.
But the ocular pressure
Yes,
is
pressure.
always high.
Okay, let's do a healing on you. Pronounce your name for me again.
Speak
Gaetan?
slowly. Speak slowly, please.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Is it Gaetan? Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Gaetan. What a pretty name. Okay, Gaetan. How this works is I'm going to raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. I learned how to do all this stuff. This is what I teach in my classes. Everybody can do this. And I'm gonna watch a laser beam in my mind's eye come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama, in the southern part of the US, southeastern part of the US, and it's gonna hook into you up in Quebec. And then I'm gonna have a hologram of you in my mind's eye. And it's gonna be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. something will be identified, then there will be some type of healing, and I'm gonna describe it to you in detail. So I want you to picture it in your mind's eye, and if you need to get this translated when we're done, you can do that. So anything you don't understand, you'll be able to get translated into French. Everybody watching, please envision what I talk about because we're all participating in these healings this evening, and it's kind of like the power of prayer when or meditation, when we're all focused on one thing, it's just gives more and more energy that goes, towards the person. So that's what I'm
Okay.
gonna do, on. Here we go. Here goes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading north. Okay, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Your right eye looks worse than your left to me. And what I'm watching, and we'll do both, but what I'm watching is these teeny weeny little pinpoint lasers making little holes in your eye on both sides. And what it does is it allows the pressure to get out.
I have
Yeah.
three three times laser.
You've had the surgery 3 times. Okay.
No, no, laser.
Yeah, yeah, the laser, right? That's what I'm watching as far as the healing, and so it's letting the pressure out of your eyes, and let's do a DNA healing on you as well just to, take care of it. Glaucoma can be hereditary from what I understand. So, DNA healing, DNA strands look like a piece of paper you'd see inside a fortune cookie with a fortune written on it in a Chinese restaurant. And
Ah,
it's
don't understand.
comprised yeah, it's
Mm.
comprised of 4 nucleic acids, ATCG, represented by those 4 letters. One strand can have 100,000 letters on it, can have 1,000,000,000 letters on it, and I'm watching those letters get rearranged as if we're playing Scrabble, the word game in warp speed. And so that's what I'm watching. 2 strands of DNA have come out from an X chromosome because, girls have 2 X's, boys have an X and a Y. So everybody has an X chromosome. And so I'm watching that. When the strand gets reconfigured back to a normal recipe, it snaps back in to the X chromosome. So I hope that helps you and helps your eyes feel better. Do you wear glasses for reading close up? For if you're
Uh,
reading a book, you need your glasses?
no, no energent glasses, but presbycy.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Presbycy.
means, but what I
And
watched happen was I watched the muscles in back of your eyes get tightened, and that usually it will help with close-up vision if you're reading a book or you're trying to see something close up. It helps with
uh,
that.
a read near.
Yeah, yeah, that a healing happened with that.
Okay.
So, let us
Mhm.
know how you're doing. Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Au
Thanks you.
revoir. Au revoir.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Oh, fun. I didn't think I'd be using my high school French. That was pretty good, you guys, don't you think? Oh, I impressed myself. Alrighty, let's see who's next. If you wanna have a conversation with me, askjulieryanshow.com. If you wanna come in on YouTube live stream, just go to Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube, and we'll get your questions up. So let's see who's next. Okay, we've got Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? You gotta
Ye Okay. Can you hear me now?
there you yes, I can. Where are you?
I'm in Florida,
Okay, terrific. Where in Florida?
New Smyrna Beach.
Okay, I know where that is. Wonderful. You got a question for me?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if this is related, but I have a couple of different like, I have hair loss,
Yeah.
I guess over the past year. I have a little bit of cancer on my nose and a lot of fatigue. I don't know if they're
Okay.
all related or
Okay. Alright. So, a little bit of, like, basal cell on your nose? Basal cell cancer?
Uh, yes.
Okay. Alright, and have you gotten that removed?
Uh, I did have it removed, but I don't know if it comes back because there's still like a small area that seems to get irritated from time to time.
Mhm. Okay. And you're working with a dermatologist on that, correct?
Yes.
Good. Perfect. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll get you on my radar and we'll see what's going on. When I am talking to somebody, I'm getting what I call divine downloads into my head of things to consider. And then when I get you on my radar and I can get a visual, then it gives me more information. So as I'm talking to you, I'm getting information in my head and then I'll scan you. So I always laugh and say, it's a good thing we're girls because girls can multitask, right? It's a female
Right?
superpower. And every man
Yes.
knows we're right on that. So, all right, here we go. Here goes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading south. This cracks me up always because I see my laser beam go behind me because you're a little bit southeast for me, and most of the rest of the time I see my laser beam, if it's going someplace else in the US or abroad, I'll watch it go up or right or left or whatever, but when I'm going to Florida, Florida's one of the few places in America that's south of me here in Sweet Home, Alabama.
Hmm. That's
All right,
true. Yeah, that's true.
got you. That's why this is so much fun to do because I get to see all this wild stuff that just cracks
Mhm.
me up. Okay, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Are you on hormones? Are you on bioidentical hormones?
I am not.
Okay, have you looked into them?
I did look into them, and I guess there's a lot of conflicting information. Some say it's bad, some say it's good. So I wasn't sure
Yeah.
which way to go.
The ones that are considered to be bad are the synthetic hormones. Those are made normally from pregnant horsemare urine, and unless hay is your favorite food, the body's going, "What the heck is this?"
Right.
So, bioidentical hormones are the exact molecular composition of what our bodies make when we're young and fertile. And as we age, our hormone levels diminish. I'm a huge fan of bioidentical hormones. I personally have been on them for 20 years. I wouldn't be without them. They keep your brain
Okay.
healthy, your bones healthy, your heart healthy, your skin healthy. And there was a study that really impressed me in particular late last fall. It came out, Rebecca, and it said that women that start on bioidentical hormones in their 40s and 50s, they have a 40% less likely chance of developing dementia and Alzheimer's. 40%.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Okay.
big number. So
That
the
is
best
big.
way I shot some energetic estrogen into you, that perked you right up. When one or more hormones are out of whack, it messes up the other ones as well. So
Okay.
when you were talking to me before I got you on my radar, what I was hearing was to check your thyroid, and your thyroid looks
Mm.
a little sluggy. And
Okay.
when one or more hormones are off, it messes up the symphony that is all of our hormones that work together. And,
Okay.
they assist each other. They work in conjunction with one another. The best thing
Okay.
that I can recommend is call a couple of compounding pharmacies in your area. Do you know what that is, a compounding pharmacy?
I think so.
Okay, just do an internet search. Put your zip code in and put in compounding pharmacy. Call them. Ask them who's prescribing bioidentical hormones through them, and they'll give you the
Okay.
name of some doctors in your area, and then ask them if any of them are gynecologists. I'm a big fan of bioidentical hormones through gynecologists if possible,
Okay.
because, number 1, they're experts on girly parts. Number 2, when you have a consult, it's covered under your insurance. Your blood tests are covered under your insurance. And if they need to do an ultrasound, they've got the equipment right there in their offices. So you don't have to go
Right.
someplace else. So there's that. I would highly recommend you do that. Also, to learn more, the best place to go is to Dr. Christian Northrup's site, and it's drnorthrup.com. drnorthrup.com. She is the fairy godmother of women's health. She's a dear friend of mine. She is one of the foremost global experts on all phases of women's health. So you can really learn a lot on her website. So I hope that helps.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay, AskJulieRyanShow.com. If you want to have a conversation with me, if you're joining us on YouTube, come to Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube, and we'll be able to get your questions up that way too. So let's see who's next. All right, this is from Steph. Hi, Julie. I have ringing in both ears. My pulse is high and my heartbeat is irregular for many years. Docs have not been helpful. Can you scan me to see what's going on? Steph from California. Thank you. Hi, Steph. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, let me get you on my radar. Here we go. Here comes my laser beam. Heading left, heading west. From Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to California. All right, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. It's going to your left ear first. I always follow where the energy goes if I don't have something specific and you've got more than one thing. So went to your left ear first. Looks like you have what I would call a keloid on your eardrum. A keloid is when a scar doesn't heal flat. If you've ever seen a burn patient whose skin is healed, sometimes they'll have scars on their skin and they're not flat. That's what this looks like to me. So when I see that on an eardrum, Steph, it changes the reverberation of the eardrum, which affects the ringing in the ears. So what I'm watching is I'm watching that scar get removed. Imagine I'm watching it get cut out of your eardrum. And then I'm watching stem cell energy come in, and it's going to replace that tissue on your eardrum, on your left eardrum. You probably had an ear infection, perhaps as a kid. And perforated eardrums are very normal, and sometimes they don't heal flat, like what I'm describing. So, vortex spinning outside of your ear, that's changing the stem cell energy, light amber colored gel sparkles because it's woo woo and reminds me of Dippity Doo hair gel. So that's happening. And as that's doing its thing, I'm watching a corkscrew in your eustachian tube just kind of rotor-rootering it out. It's clearing any kind of congestion or debris or anything that's in there. And okay, eardrum is healed. Now what I'm watching is I'm watching it get pulled in different directions. It reminds me of the membrane on a pair of bongo drums. You know how the tone of the bongo drum is going to be determined by how tightly that membrane is pulled. So when an ear's getting a healing on it, I watch that membrane get pulled like in the 1 o'clock position, the 7 o'clock position, 4 o'clock position, the 11 o'clock position. And then I watch musical notes and sound waves bounce off that newly healed eardrum, and spirit's adjusting the bounce, which is going to have an effect on how you hear. Let me go over to the right ear. Right ear, I don't see a scar. I see a pinhole in there. And so little dollop of stem cell energy, little vortex spinning. I'm going to rotor-rooter. We'll just clean out the eustachian tube on that side. We've got that going. And then that's done. And let's test it. Membranes being pulled, musical notes, sound waves going in, bouncing off. Okay, I hope that helps. The other thing that I've read a lot about is that if you can turn off your Wi-Fi, it really helps with the tinnitus and the ringing in your ears. So if you can turn it off like at night or when you're not using it, and test it out. Go someplace where they don't have Wi-Fi and see if it's less of an issue for you So I hope that helps. Thanks, Steph. Annie. Hi, Annie. Hi, Julie. Ann from Nevada. I lost my sweet husband of 40 years last year. I'd like a scan to see how I'm doing in general, as I've been in grief and overwhelmment. Oh, God bless you, Miss Annie. Okay, my book, Angelic Attendance. Go to Julie Ryan Gift, get a free copy. You know, read it or listen to it if you prefer the audiobook. That'll help a lot. So I'm shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. And you look like you have a cloud of fog around your head. That's grief. Think of the Charles Schultz Peanuts comic strip. And my favorite character when I think of this, when I see this cloud around somebody's head, is Pigpen. You know, Pigpen walks around, he's got, like, this cloud of dirt and dust and stuff that's around him all the time. That's what this looks like, you don't without the dirt and dust, and it's only around your head, and that's how grief looks. So what I'm doing is removing that, I'm shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head, and that's gonna help the grief subside. So I hope that you have some support with that, and when you read or listen to my book, I believe that's gonna give you a lot of comfort as well. So I hope that helps, Annie. If you wanna have a question with me, if you wanna have a conversation, go to askjulieryanshow.com. And if you're coming in on YouTube, come in on just at Ask Julie Ryan, and you can put a question in the chat. And our Manny is there. She's helping people with the chats. And we've got Chris, my right hand, my producer. He's running the show. He's captain of the ship. So he's helping too. Okay, let's see who's next. Hi,
Oh,
Lisa.
hi. Hello, how are you?
I'm terrific. How are you, my girl?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm calling today on behalf of my husband. He
Okay.
was just very recently diagnosed with lung cancer.
Oh,
It's
heavens.
the mesothelioma. I'm not even used to
Okay.
saying that word.
Yeah.
Um, and so we haven't, well, he just found out, and we haven't actually had a chance even to talk to the cancer agency about next steps. But
Mhm.
I was hoping that you could do a scan and sort of get him off to a good start or perhaps even healed.
Right. Absolutely. Lisa, where are you located?
Vancouver, Canada.
Okay. And what's your husband's first name?
David. His
David.
his
All
full
right.
name is actually John David, but he always goes by the name of David.
Perfect. I'm gonna connect from you to him and,
Okay.
ask his permission if I can scan him. If he says, "Yes, I will," if he says, "No, I won't." And I don't scan anybody without their permission, Lisa, because I just don't believe it's ethical. And but all is not lost because we can talk to his spirit. Does he know that we're gonna be scanning him this evening?
He does.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Good job setting that up. There he is.
There he
He's
is.
sneaking
Yeah.
in the
Did you want to
background.
come sit in here?
Hello.
Hi, David.
Hello.
Hi, David. Welcome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so
Bit more in
Yeah.
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
Oops,
I'm
sorry.
so sorry about your news. And, so how this works is I'm gonna connect into you, David, and then I'm gonna have a hologram of you in my mind's eye, and we'll see what's going on. That type of cancer, I hear it advertised on TV, and it's connected with asbestos. Is
Yes.
that is that something that you've been exposed to?
Well, I've been in construction
Okay.
all my working life. So, yeah,
All right.
um, yeah. It only became demonized in the 80s.
Right. Right. Okay, here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you guys in Vancouver. So, Lisa, I don't need to ping pong off of you anymore because he's right here.
Right.
he's
Yes. I'm going to get him
he's
to sit right here in the middle.
okay, terrific. So we can see him
Great.
better. Yeah. Okay. Got
Yeah,
you.
that's me.
Yes. Okay. Cancer looks to me, David, like hot asphalt when that's used to pave a road. It's black, it's sticky, and It's in your lungs. I can see it. Your lungs aren't covered in it. There are spots of it that I'm seeing in your lungs. So what I'm watching happen is I'm watching those spots get encapsulated because we're going to remove them. I'm going to check your whole body, see if it's metastasized. So watching those get encapsulated, we're going to do a DNA healing on you as well. DNA, again, is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. And when we're exposed to toxins and other things, genetics actually are a very small piece of the puzzle. Like I've heard 2 to 3%. It's
Huh.
normally some kind of an environmental toxin that we've been exposed to that causes this stuff. And so I'm watching 7 strands of DNA have come out of an X chromosome. Picture a piece of paper you'd see inside a fortune cookie with fortune written on it. DNA has 4 nucleic acids, as I mentioned before, ATCG. One strand can have 100,000 letters on it, can have a billion letters. I'm watching those letters get moved up and over to form a different recipe. We want to fix it so that it's got a correct recipe, a recipe that's going to create healthy cells, not cancer cells. So that's happening. When this strand is reconfigured, it snaps back into an X chromosome. So I'm watching that happen. In the meantime, we're going to layer these healings just for time's sake, David. And imagine all your lymph fluid is going into this big oval tube that's in the front of your body. It's inside your body, but it's on the front part of your body. And lymph fluid is kind of an amber color and it's kind of globby looking. Like, do you remember the fluid in a lava lamp? You ever seen a lava lamp back in the
Yes, I'm
day?
that old.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So it reminds me of a lava lamp. There's a hole that's opened on the bottom of each of your feet, and the toxins that are in your lymph fluid are coming out the bottom of your feet. And so we're doing a reverse osmosis purification on your lymph fluid, like what they do to bottled water that's purified. They do reverse osmosis purification. And in case you haven't figured this out, I get these wild visuals in my head so that it gives us a frame of reference for all this woo-woo stuff, healing that we're doing. And when you can envision it, David, what happens is it helps integrate the healing into your body. Okay, so I see you with your eyes closed off and on, which is good. I want you to picture it in your mind's eye, and then you can go back and you can listen to this show repeatedly, and that will help you with that too. In the meantime, there's this big metallic dome that's come down on top of your body, and it's looks like something out of a Spider-Man movie to me, which is hysterical. But it's sucking out the lymph nodes that have sequestered the toxins in your body. And lymph nodes, David, look like little D3 vitamin capsules. You ever seen one of those?
Yes.
D3? Yes. So, by the way, cancer patients normally are very deficient in D, in vitamin D.
Hmm.
So, you want to take D3. You want to take a lot of it. So, do some
Okay.
research on that. Okay. And you live up, where you're in a northern hemisphere. So, the
Yeah,
sunshine, you don't get as much sunshine as we do here in Sweet Home Alabama. But,
absolutely.
anyways, yeah, most cancer patients are deficient in vitamin D. So there's that. You're being sprinkled with stem cell energy, light amber colored gel, sparkles. Reminds me of Dippity Doo hair gel back in the day, in the 60s and 70s.
I could
And
use
there
some of that.
and there's a vortex that's spinning above your head, beneath your feet, on either side of you, front and behind, all spinning concurrently. That's going to regenerate those lymph nodes. I'm not seeing metastasis at this point in your body. So that's good. Couple of things. Number one, I want you to look up this doctor. His name's Thomas Seyfried. Seyfried, Thomas Seyfried, PhD. He's at Boston College. He's
Okay.
been studying cancer for 30 or 40 years, and he says that cancer cells go nuts, and what they use for power is any kind of glucose and any kind of fermentation. So just do an internet search on Thomas Seyfried. He just makes so much sense in his research studies. He's not researching big drugs, he's researching what's causing the cancer and what can we do to stop it from proliferating. So you want to do that. And then secondly, I would highly recommend, David, that you do a consult with Dr. Maria Amasanti in London.
Okay.
And you can get her through her website, dramasanti.com, dramasanti.com. She's brilliant. She's Oxford educated. She's an MD, general practitioner. She does functional medicine, holistic medicine, naturopathic medicine, like energy medicine. She's graduate of my class. She will help you get your gut healthy, and the gut is where the immune system is based.
Okay.
So you will be able to heal from this. You have the ability to heal from this. You want to get your gut super healthy because that will be your immune system that will help you deal with this and heal from it. So that's a lot I just threw at you. You can listen to the recording of this and get
Thank you
it all
very much,
back.
Brody.
You
Thank
are
you.
so welcome. You bet.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Lisa. Good
Bye.
luck.
Thank
Let us know how you're doing.
We
Okay.
will.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys. All right, AskJulieRyanShow.com. And if you're coming in on the YouTube, go to Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube. Remember to subscribe. Remember to leave a comment. You'll be entered into a drawing for a free session. And when you subscribe, you're entered into a drawing for a free Angels and Enlightenment training class. So I'm always giving away free stuff. It's my joy to do it. So always fun here. I never know who's going to call. I never know who Chris is going to put through. I never know what their questions are going to be. So I always feel like I'm at the craps table, in a casino every Thursday night, which makes it such a joy to get to be with all y'all, as they say here in the South. All righty, let's see who's next. Hi, Kitty.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, my girl?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
Terrific. Where are
I'm
you?
I'm in Lancaster, California,
Oh,
just
yeah.
outside of Los Angeles. Yeah.
I know. Right up the 5. I know right where you are.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I
So
used to live out
I'm
there.
reaching out to you about my dog. He's
Yeah,
not been himself lately, and I'm a little bit concerned, and I was hoping that you could do a scan.
sure. What's his name?
Brody,
Brody. And what kind of dog is Brody?
he's a German Shepherd.
Oh, I had a white German Shepherd growing up. She was so
Oh,
beautiful. Her name was Frosty,
beautiful.
and we got her when I was in 2nd grade, and she passed when like a week before I graduated from college. So
Oh
we
my
had her
gosh.
a
Oh,
long
so
time, long
nice.
time. Smart. She was wonderful. And I'll tell you another really funny story. When they took the carpeting up in my parents' bedroom, she used to sleep next to my mom's side of the bed, and there was an imprint of her body on the hardwood floor because of the heat, from her body.
Right.
It left an imprint on the wood. It was like the Shroud of Turin, like Frosty, on the floor in the Shroud of Turin. So it was hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh,
always remembered.
I don't know if the people who bought the house have realized that, but Frosty's there with them. Oh, how
Yeah.
funny. Okay, here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to Lancaster. All right, got you. Got Brody. Brody, what's going on? What are his symptoms, Kitty?
Well, it began where it seemed like maybe he had pain in his leg or his back, and
Mhm.
so I gave him a little pain relief for that, and he seemed to rebound a little. He ate a little bit, but
Mhm.
then after that, he was back to not really eating and not so he loves the frisbee. I don't know about your Frosty if she loved, just playing with toys and stuff. And
Yeah.
he lives for it. And I gave him a frisbee and it was the first time ever. He just didn't even respond to it. I gave him treats that he lives for, and he just took it and then kind of put it down, and so not like him.
Yeah. How old is he?
So I rescued him from the shelter, and I've had him for, and I think I got him about 2 or 3, and I've had him for some years now. We think he might be about uh, 10, 11, 12, somewhere
I
in
get
there.
12. I get 12 going on 13 when I asked.
Okay.
It's his left hip is what I'm seeing. I love that Kitty's calling about her dog. The kitty's calling about the dog.
The irony in that. Yes.
I know, I love it. I love it. Okay, so what I'm watching, Kitty, is I'm watching stem cell energy get put into Brody's left hip, and he's in pain. Have you taken him to the vet yet?
I have an appointment Saturday morning, and he has
Good.
gone before. Yeah.
Yeah, and what'd the vet tell you?
Well, we were kind of going for something else, but so I did talk to them about putting him on Cosequin. So I have him on Cosequin, and normally he just kind of eats it right with his dinner, but with him not eating, he's just
Yeah.
not taking it.
Yeah, yeah. I get I'm watching stem cell energy go in there, Kitty, but I'm also hearing bursitis. And I don't know if dogs get bursitis. My daughter-in-law is a veterinarian in LA. I'll ask her
Oh,
so I
okay.
can find out. But um, ask about that when you take him in on
Okay.
Saturday and see if
Bursitis.
that helps. So I've applied anti-inflammatory energy. Inflammation, Kitty, looks like red fog on body parts to me. The energy went to his left hip. It's inflamed, and so I've applied anti-inflammatory energy, which is a royal blue color, to help calm
Mhm.
that down, and in the meantime, I've injected stem cell energy, spirit working through me and with me to help facilitate healing, but we've added stem cell energy in there, and there's a vortex spinning outside of his left hip. So, I believe he'll recover, and, I think he's just in pain at the moment. That's
Okay.
why he doesn't wanna eat.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
And
Oh,
sometimes when we're in pain, either as humans or when our pets are in pain, and we think, "Okay, they need to eat to heal." Yes, they do, but the wisdom of Mother Nature is always in play. Thank you for hanging in there with me. So, yeah, ask his vet about that, and I
bursitis.
believe yeah, I would check on the bursitis, and then I would see what's going on with, with that joint, but the joint looks okay to me. I put
Okay.
stem cell energy in it, so it's regenerating it, but it's not I'm getting bursitis. So I
Okay.
hope that
Very
helps.
good. Thank
Okay.
you so much. I
You're
appreciate your
welcome.
time.
You bet. AskJulieRyanShow.com if you wanna have a conversation with me, and we're on YouTube. Okay, I think it's time to announce our winner of the free session, so drum roll, please. Okay, wait, I need 2 hands. Okay, here we go. This is from somebody named Erica on YouTube. It's Erica D 1077. Erica D 1077 says, as always, dearest Julie, another wonderful session. Have listened to every single posting on YouTube. Must be the highlight of my week. How sweet is that? Would recognize your voice and laugh anytime, anywhere. Oh, that's sweet too. Thank you with love. Okay, Erica D 1077 on YouTube. If you're listening or watching, go to askjulieryan.com, go to the Ask Julie button and say, "Hey, America, I want a free session." And my assistant Rachel will be in touch with you, and she'll help us find a date that works with your calendar and mine. Again, I'll get you for a whole hour. We can talk about anything you want in my buffet of psychicness. We can talk to a deceased loved one or plural loved ones. We can scan you energetically. We can scan your pets. We can do past life stuff. We can talk to your spirit guides, your angels. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle. So it's really fun. And it's such a delight to get you for a whole hour. I love when I get to talk to people for a whole hour. So askjulieryan.com. Let us know that you're the winner, and we will get you on the calendar. Thanks for submitting that. If you want to be in the drawing for a free session with me, just go to anywhere you listen to the show, whether it's on any podcast network or on YouTube. Just tell us what you think about the show. Leave a review, and we will put you into the drawing automatically. All righty, let's see if we've got another caller. Oh, we've got somebody on YouTube. Hi, Sue. Sue from Chicago. Hi, Sue from Chicago. I lost my brother-in-law unexpectedly a few weeks ago. I'm so sorry. His name is John, and he lived in Maui. We are still waiting for the cause of death. Any insights? All right. I just get what I don't edit anything that I get. So what I saw was him slipping, and I saw him falling and hitting his head. Now, I don't know if I get that didn't kill him, but he may have had a brain bleed that was going on for a while, and it just caught up with him. But it has something to do with a brain injury from a trauma to the head. And I saw him slipping as he was walking. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. It may not at the moment. It may at a later time when you kind of do some digging. There's some kind of a brain injury that's happened that caused his death. So remember, you can talk to him. Your family can talk to him. Everybody can do this. Remember, our heads are big satellite dishes. They receive and they transmit frequencies. Every spirit has a frequency they keep throughout all their lifetimes. So in order to get in touch with John, all you have to do is just think of him. And that tunes your satellite dish head to his frequency. And you just say something to him like, "Hey, John, what's up? What are you doing? What are you doing in heaven? What happened?" And you'll get an answer. It'll come in like a thought in your head. How you know that's from John is it's that first thing that comes into your head. Boom. And sometimes the answer comes in even before you've even had a chance to think the thought out all the way. And that's because time doesn't exist in the spirit world. Time's a human creation. So you can talk to them. Everybody can. We all have the ability. And again, that's what I teach in my class. And you get really good at it. So, okay, let's see if we can get another caller on. See who's next. Okay, another YouTuber. Hi, Julie. This is from Trish. I'm in Midwest Washington. Brain damage from central portion myelinosis. Okay. All right. That's maybe what she's talking about or what I'm talking about that I got that. So, thanks, Trish. Appreciate your input. All righty, let's see who's next. Let's see if we can get another caller or two on here. Hi, Margie.
Hi, Julie. It's good to
How
see
are you?
you.
Good to see you
I'm
too.
I'm well, thank you.
Great. Please tell everybody where
Calling
you're
from
located.
Dale, Texas.
Okay, terrific. Got a question for
And
me?
I do. I have this sore on my leg that they're
Mm,
going to biopsy, and I just have lovely skin all the time.
yeah.
And I just wanted you to do a quick quick scan to see it's
Yeah.
on my right leg.
Okay.
hmm
All right. And it looks like a little ulcer. Does it bleed or it
Yeah,
just
it's
doesn't heal?
oh, it
Yeah.
both, and it's a kind of the size of a quarter, but it just appeared. I thought it was a spider bite because I live, you know, where there's lots of
Yeah.
spiders and scorpions. But
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in Texas. All right. Got you. Got that. All right. So what I'm watching is I'm watching it get encircled and I'm watching it get scooped out. Margie, imagine you had like a melon ball scooper or an ice cream scoop. And, you know my analogies. They're
I love them.
hilarious, but they're intended to give us, and honest to God, I don't make these up. That's how they come into my head, so that we can understand what the healing is
Mhm.
that Spirit's doing, working through me and with me. So imagine that scooped out, it's leaving a divot, stem cell energies going in, and the light amber colored gel sparkles dippity doo consistency, and there's a vortex spinning above it. I'm not getting it's malignant. I'm
Good,
not getting
good.
it's malignant. But what I'm getting is you're very lacking in minerals and vitamins. So beamminerals.com, BEAM, mineralsplural.com. Get on those. When you go to
Okay.
check out in the coupon section, put in Julie Ryan, all one word, you'll get 20% off. They're really terrific. I've been on them for several months now. I'm so impressed with them. I'm a huge advocate of them. They don't have any flavor, they're liquid, and they help the minerals, which are the basic building blocks for health. Most of us
Mhm.
are mineral deficient. If we're
Okay.
lucky, we've got 40% of the minerals that we really want to have for optimal health. And so that's
Okay.
going to have trouble healing if you don't have the basic building blocks, which is the minerals, even before the vitamins. And the reason why
Okay.
we don't have enough minerals is because our soil is so depleted. So it's not in our
Mhm.
food like it was in the olden days of our
Yep.
grandparents
Yeah.
and my grandparents. I'm older than you, my grandparents and and other ancestors. So I would do that first. You're working with a dermatologist?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah,
I
good.
am.
Okay. The other thing is there's this stuff, and you're gonna laugh when I tell you this, Margie. There's this stuff called Lanolips, Lano lips, Lips. Lanolips is this ointment that is
Mhm.
really amazing, and I put it on, like, wounds or stuff like that, and it's pure lanolin, and it works great. So, I wouldn't
Okay.
put it on an open wound, but on a wound that's starting to heal, you put that on there, that stuff is great. If you got any little crunchies on your skin that, you wanna soften up
Yeah.
and get rid of,
Yeah.
Lanolips. I get it on Amazon, and,
Okay.
a gal in my yoga class told me about it a few years ago, and 'cause you gotta get this stuff called Lanolips. I said, "Okay." And I tried it, and I love it. So,
Oh,
Lanolips,
good, good.
and, I get it on Amazon, and it's a little thick, so I'll put a little bit of on my hand, on my fingers, and I'll kinda roll it around a little bit just to kinda warm it up and loosen it up, and then you just dab it. Well, I put it on my skin at night when I'm going to bed, if I've got an area that I'm trying to heal. So I hope
Oh,
that
that's good.
helps.
Thank you for that.
You
Thank you.
bet. Let us know what happens.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
Have a good evening.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see if we've got time for one more caller. Let's see who the lucky caller is. Remember to subscribe. Remember to leave a comment. Remember to share the show with others.
Well, we can't
Hi,
unmute if
Jenny.
they pick you.
Hi,
Hello,
Jenny.
Julie. How are you? Thrilled to be on here.
Terrific. Where are you?
Queensland, Australia.
I was thinking I could hear in your accent. So nice to have you. So it's tomorrow where you are. We're talking to
It
you real
is.
time
It's
in the
Friday.
future.
That's
Yes.
right.
What time is it there, Jenny?
It's 11 o'clock here in the morning.
Okay. All right. And it's 8
Friday.
PM where I am, 9 PM Eastern right now.
Yeah.
So wonderful. You got a question for me?
I have a cat that's got a cyst on its face,
Yeah. Okay. What's your
and
cat's name?
Lily.
Lily.
Yeah.
Okay. Lily. All right. Let's see what's going on with Lily. Have you taken her to the vet? What is the vet saying?
Yeah, the vet said it's just sort of liquid. It's not infected or anything, and it's not a
Mhm.
tumor. But
Mhm.
I've been giving her homeopathic drops, and it just doesn't seem to be making any difference. I didn't
Mhm.
want to get it cut out if I didn't have to.
Yeah. It does look liquid in there to me. It looks like thick liquid in there. So I watched it get pierced. I'm watching it drain. And then in the meantime, it's kind of like, have you ever had a blister on your heel that you
Yeah.
pierced, and then it drains, and then that skin's left around there. So what I'm watching is I'm watching that skin get removed out of that cyst, and I'm watching it get scooped kind of down. So the cyst is above the skin, but some of it goes down under the skin as well. So I'm watching that stem cell energies going in, light amber colored gel, sparkles, dippity doo, hair gel ish, and vortex spinning above. And that's going to help her heal and do that. I don't get that it's bothering her. I think it bothers you because you
No.
can see it, but she doesn't seem to be bothered by it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, I hope she
Thank you.
heals quickly. Okay. Thanks, Jenny. Have a
Thank
great
you very
weekend.
much.
All
You
righty,
too.
everybody. That's it. Thanks so much for joining us. Remember, subscribe, leave a review, and also share with your family and friends. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Sending you lots of love from Sweet Home Alabama. Mwah! Bye, everybody. See you next time. To enhance your spiritual journey, click on one of the videos below and remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your family and friends.